we're back with more Norfolk Perspectives. And my old friend, Deputy Bob, is here. And you brought along some friends with yourself.
Yeah, I sure did.
So we're going to talk about choices. Now, we know Jeremiah, the student here, is, I don't want to say a dummy, because he's really a very smart student
here. That's right.
But you use ventriloquism to teach children about choices that have to do with crime prevention. How did you get interested in the art form?
I got interested when I was a young boy, about 8 years old, in the late 50s, from the Wholesome Family program when they had back in those days, from watching the Ventriloquist program on Saturday morning.
Well, who are some of the folks that really inspired you? We have some pictures of some of them, so who?
Well, Paul Winchell and Jerry Mahoney. Mahoney was the dummy. He used to be on. They used to tell little stories. I remember one about wisdom, how a lot of people are looking for it, but only a few find it. And he was an inspiration for me. I always wanted to become one because of his example.
Because of Paul Winchell, actually. Yes. I remember that show, too. Now, who is this?
That's Danny O'Day there on the left, and Farkle over there to the right, and Jimmy Nelson is the ventriloquist. And some of the older folks might remember Farkle was the one who was on the Mystery.
I was going to say, he did that chocolate. Mystery chocolate. I remember Farkle. Okay, now, but there was somebody that actually taught you ventriloquism, and who was that?
His name is Bill Bowley, and he made a audio tape where he taught ventriloquism on it. And back in 1978, I bought one for $5, and I took notes and practiced in front of the mirror until I got it right. And then I got my voices and everything for my characters.
All right.
That's right.
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
Okay, well, as I had mentioned now, you use ventriloquism to teach youngsters about choice. What kind of programs do you use?
Well, this year the popular ones have been Manners, Respect, and The Courage of Harriet Tubman so far. And we have done one on self-esteem as well.
So you change every year. I don't think I mentioned it, but this is your 7th year doing the program.
7 years, yeah.
That's
time flies when you're having fun, huh?
It sure does, Jeremiah. And you brought along not only Jeremiah, but you have another little friend with you. Why don't you tell us about that friend, and then we're going to get to Jeremiah's student.
Okay, well, this year, Sheriff Bob Walsh, the sheriff, has purchased these little promotions, and we hand these out to the adults that invite us in. And you have anything to say there?
Just a little bit. Hi there. How you doing?
so that little smiley face is your warm-up act, right?
That's my intro, yeah.
That's your intro. And then we move along to some characters, Jeremiah's student being one. Hey, Jeremiah, what have you been up to lately?
Thursday, well, like Deputy Bob said, I've been talking to the kids about having manners and helping out in school and respecting everybody and not disrespecting people. You know, there's enough of that going around, you know, that's this and things.
And so, what are some of the things that you teach them in terms of manners?
Well, one is a little story. This kid found a pencil, you know, and it was a real good pencil that wrote on grease and jelly and peanut butter and even upside down. And he picked it up and he wanted to keep it. But the problem was it wasn't his pen. Yeah, I know. It was Johnny Hadalot's pen. And he saw him drop it, but he didn't want to give it back. And so through our lesson, we learned that, you know, he needed to return the pen because it wasn't his.
Because it wasn't his.
And we came up with this real good idea that he could do some chores around the house and earn some money and buy one of his very own.
Yeah, I had to have one that wrote on grease and jelly and peanut butter and needed upside down though. Real good one, you know.
All right, so you're doing a really good job helping kids with their manners and other things and learning not to commit crimes. Is that the idea?
That's the idea.
Okay.
Character.
All right.
Teach character.
Now, you have some other characters. And Jeremiah, I know all your colleagues couldn't come today, but who are some of the other characters that you have?
We have Deputy Matthew and Inmate Joe.
Okay.
Inmate Joe.
So the three characters then are the centerpiece of the lessons that you give to the kids.
Yes, they are.
You also have a coloring book. And this is a complimentary book that's given to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us what's the purpose of this. Does it tie into the lessons that you teach?
The purpose of it is to reinforce that topical lesson that we have for the day, whether it's manners or courage or self-esteem, because it's customized, the booklet. Each of the characters I use are in the book, and so the kids can remember that choice in the topic that we present to them, and when they look at it, hopefully it'll help them retain the message.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
you go to schools, you visit kids. How easy is it to sort of get you to come to a school or to a youth organization?
It's as easy as picking up the phone and dialing 441-1016.
So it's that easy.
That easy.
All somebody has to do is give you a call.
But it's an indoors program, though.
Okay, so no outdoors stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremiah, before we go, what else do you want to tell our audience?
Well, I enjoy coming on TV and talking to you, and I appreciate doing the programs in the school, and teaching the kids to make good choices that'll help you out, and not ones that'll hurt you,
Uh-huh.
Take control and stay in control by making those good choices, Help yourself out.
Okay.
Lift yourself up.
All
You can
right.
do it. Yeah.
I do have one question for you, and that is, over the 7 years, how do you measure the success of the program?
Well, there's a lot of gauges, really. I can tell by the way the audience listens. Sometimes it's real quiet and you can hear a pin drop, and other times the kids interact at points that I make. Also, a lot of times at the end of the program, teachers come up and make comments to me. Sometimes they write letters, the teachers. Even the kids sometimes write letters. And that's how I gauge it, that it's working.
And I guess the idea here is that you're really planting seeds
Mhm.
and hoping that the kids are responsive. Okay, well, fellas, I want to thank you for coming, and don't forget smiley face. Thanks for coming and sharing information about the program.
Oh, my pleasure.
Hey, I'll have you come back next year, and you can tell us what topics or themes you will help other students with. Okay, Jeremiah?
Sounds like a winner to me.
Okay.